Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a super tasty way to make chicken thighs, and we're going to be using our trusty electric pressure cooker to show you how easy it is. And you can still get all of the flavor that you would from cooking them any other method, and probably a little bit more by using my favorite kitchen gadget, the electric pressure cooker. Today we're going to be sharing with you our recipe for Asian barbecue chicken thighs. And we do most of the cooking process right here, and we brown them up just a bit under the broiler. So let's have some fun and let's get cooking. Okay, so we have fitted our Instant Pot liner with our chicken thighs, and today I'm using boneless and skinless, but you can totally use bone in and with the skin on, and we'll talk a little bit about how those cooking directions vary depending on which kind you're using. So today our cook time will be a little bit shorter because these are boneless. Excuse me. But what I have done is I have salted and peppered one side and then put them in and then salted and peppered the other side. And then to the pot, we're going to add a half a cup of water. Anytime that you're cooking in these, you need to add liquid. Depending on what you're cooking, it can be anywhere from a half a cup to a cup of liquid. In this case, we're going to be making a sauce, but it's a sugar-based sauce. So we want to make sure we have that half a cup of water in there as well so that we don't get the dreaded burn message. If you ever get the dreaded burn message, you have one of two issues. One, you don't have enough water or your liquid is not thin enough, or two, your seal is not properly intact. So you just may need to take it off, let it cool, and then make sure your seal is good and popped in all the way around. So those are the two most common reasons for the burn message. And a lot of times you'll get the burn message whenever you're cooking with tomato based. So if you're using a tomato based liquid like tomato sauce or marinara, you want to always make sure you add about a half a cup of water in there to prevent that burning from happening. So now we want to mix up our flavor profile, or what is going to be the sauce after these guys cook. So it's really easy. Usually it's pantry staple items. So in a small to medium bowl, we are going to mix up a half a cup of pineapple juice. That goes right in. And then about 3 tablespoons of honey. And I probably should have just got a spoon to do this. There we go. We'll clean my honey pot up later. I try to be real pretty and fancy and keep my honey in that nice honey pot a friend gave me, and I end up making a huge mess with it every single time. Every time. Oh, no worries though. It is what it is. Okay, so we've got our pineapple juice and our honey, and then we want to add in about 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And I like using a low sodium soy sauce. So that goes right in. And then about 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. And I don't have it out for whatever reason. And the smoked paprika just adds a little flavor as well as color to these. Then we have about 2 teaspoons of onion powder and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. All very, very nice. And then we'll probably add in about a half a teaspoon of salt, since we have that soy sauce. and just a little more pepper. Now the chicken has it on it already, but just in case, we like to make sure that we have enough seasoning. And salt and pepper, you just cannot go wrong with it. All right, and then to this, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Let me just get the rest of that out of there. And I'm just going to break that brown sugar up. And then we'll just whisk it a little until the sugar dissolves. All right, now we want to pour this over the chicken. And not only will this help flavor the chicken, it also will help tenderize the meat. Double duty, fantastic. We like double duty. All right, so now we will put our lid on, lock it in place, set that vent to seal, and then we are going to set this to cook. Goodness, hold on. For about 15, pressure cook on normal for 15 minutes. All right, so while that's coming up to pressure, I just want to talk to you a bit about this. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the boneless, thawed chicken thighs. If you cook bone-in or frozen chicken thighs, whether they're bone-in or bone-out, you need to set this for about 30 minutes. So anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I have a full 2 pounds of chicken thighs in here, so I'm going for 15 minutes just because I have a lot more in my pot. But if you're just doing about 1 pound, then you could probably get them done as long as they were thawed and boneless for about 10 minutes. So we're going to let these cook, and then we're going to come back and we're going to show you how we crisp them up and make them even more delicious than they already are going to be. So stay with us. Okay, so we finished our 15-minute cook time, and then I let the unit sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I let the rest of the pressure release, and then took the chicken out and put it on a prepared sheet pan ready to go under the broiler. So that sauce we made, I turned on saute and have just let it simmer on high for about 10 minutes until it reduces by half. So now I've whisked it all together and it's gotten pretty thick. So I'm going to remove it and strain it off because this is going to pull double duty. It's going to be a basting sauce and a dipping sauce. So I'm going to pour that in my little tea towel. And then take my tea towel, gather up the edges, and then let it strain off. This way, any bits of chicken that we get, it won't be in our dipping sauce. And it helps filter out any of excess grease that we may have had from the cooking off of the chicken. So this takes just a second, but it is totally worth it to strain it off. Now, while we're straining it off, I've got my broiler set to medium, and I'm just going to take my basting brush, and I'm going to take the sauce that's strained off already, and just brush my chicken thighs with it. And this just helps seal in flavor and color. And we're going to get them all good and doused. And what I'll do is I will put these under a medium to high broiler just to brown. And I may baste them again during that cooking time. So we're going to put these under the broiler, and then we will be back with you to show you the finished product. So stand by. All right, everybody, we are back. We have finished a 5 to 10 minute broil time on these gorgeous chicken thighs, and I just want to show you how beautiful they really are. Y'all, they are golden brown and delicious, and still so tender and juicy. They almost just fall apart. I mean, they are fantastic. So this reserved sauce that we have left over, you can keep and put in a pretty little dish and have it so that you can dip your chicken in it. And oh my goodness. Y'all, it's so good. It's got all those smoky notes of that traditional Asian barbecue flavor. The thighs are tender and juicy. You're not missing a thing. I prefer cooking chicken in my Instant Pot this way because chicken has a tendency to dry out, and this keeps that from happening by going through that steaming process in there. It's fantastic, y'all. They're beautiful. Right before you serve them, you can brush them with a little bit more of that sauce just to give them that pretty glazy sheen, which they've already got, but just to make them just a tad bit more appealing. Oh, y'all, they're fantastic. And this is probably Big D's favorite thing that I do in the Instant Pot. He loves these and probably could eat, every bit of them right by himself. So we hope that you try this recipe and love it as much as we do. It can be found for free, like all of our others, over at thebutteredhome.com, and you can print out this recipe and add a few things to it and make it your own. That's what we hope to do here at The Buttered Home, is to get you cooking and thinking about your recipes, to develop them and make them heirloom recipes of your own. As usual, we hope that you're following us on all of our social platforms. We have a real good time, and we want you everywhere we are. And if you want all of our videos in one convenient place, make sure that you're following us over at YouTube. Look for The Buttered Home at YouTube. If you're not following us already, it's been a day already, and it's early. And when you find us at YouTube, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Okay, I got to go wrap these up so that they'll be nice and warm and delicious for us whenever it's time to eat. And y'all, I'm excited. So, from the Buttered Home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.